Hey, you made it in the room. Black in the Green Room with me, Keith L. Underwood. We bring you real talk with black creatives, no gossip, just insight, inspiration, and edutainment. Subscribe, like, and share because we spotlight career, craft, and real talk. Today's guest is a powerhouse best-selling author, producer, and now lead actor in Soul on Fire. DeVon Franklin, known for championing purpose-driven stories, DeVon steps in front of the camera to bring one of those stories to life in his latest role. DeVon, welcome to the room.
Oh, glad to be in the room. Thanks for having me, Keith.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's just pop this off. In Soul on Fire, you play Nurse Roy, and he's a real life figure who helped to save burn survivor John O'Leary's life. What drew you to this story and this role?
What drew me to this story are a couple things. One, John O'Leary sent me a personalized video before I
Mm,
read the script. And in that video, he articulated and expressed why he felt that I was the perfect person to play the part of Nurse Roy. Nurse Roy was an instrumental force in John's rehabilitation when he was a kid, and he just felt that I could do it. And then when I read the script, I just thought this character was amazing. Here's an everyday hero, an unsung hero,
mm,
and to see the level of care that he went into treating John. He did not know John. John was a stranger to him, but what he was compelled by was the pain that John was in. And he went into action to help John walk again, which was so powerful. And then Sean McNamara, who directed Soul on Fire, he and I have been close for years. He did a film years ago called Soul Surfer. And knowing that he was going to direct this film, the combination of those elements just made me say yes.
right, right, right. For you, playing a real life person, what kind of research is involved in that?
Yes, so for me, playing a real life person. So I got my start in entertainment as an intern for Will Smith.
Mm,
And so I learned a lot about acting in the process to prepare for acting from him. And one of the things that I learned was that, whenever he would play a part, he would always go and talk with real people that were doing it
hmm
and researching, specifically like, if he's playing a cop, he's going to, really get into the details of what that cop is going through and how it works to be a cop or detective. And so I did the same thing here. I talked to nurses that work in burn units to better
mm,
understand the care that goes into it, the challenges, and just the psychology, of a nurse in those situations and circumstances. And then I read books, on burn units and trauma units, and just really tried to immerse myself in the mindset of a caregiver in that way. And I brought that, to the performance. And then I also relied upon, what was happening in the scene between me and whoever I was acting with, and then incorporating the direction and notes that I would get from our director. So
mm.
it was doing the research, learning the lines, and then coming to set every day open. Just open to see how it flows, to see how the character comes to life. And usually what happens is, the more stuff you put in your process, you'd be
Hmm.
surprised how it comes out in the performances in ways that you don't even have to force. It just is there and it just happens.
Right. Yeah, yeah. You've produced films like Miracles from Heaven and Breakthrough that center faith and healing. How does this film deepen or expand your vision for spiritual storytelling in Hollywood?
This film, it's even though I didn't produce it, and I'm one of the stars of it, it still is an extension of the reason why, I'm in Hollywood. I am in
Mm,
Hollywood because I believe Hollywood is one of the most powerful industries in the world, and it can shape hearts and minds for the better. And I'm
hmm
here to do that. That's my mission, to uplift the human spirit, through entertainment. And so a movie like this, Soul on Fire, it will set whoever's watching the film, their soul on fire. It's an uplifting film. It's a film about, help and hope and compassion and love and care and overcoming obstacles. I mean, it's just one of those most inspirational stories that I've ever come across. And I just feel that, we need that right now. We need a movie that can bring us together, you can bring the whole family, the whole community there.
mm.
And for me to have had this mission and to now to be able to make good on this mission, whether it's through producing content or acting in content,
hmm
is truly a blessing and an answer to prayer.
Hey, you made it in the room. Black in the Green Room with me, Keith L. Underwood. We bring you real talk with Black creatives, no gossip, just insight, inspiration, and edutainment. Subscribe, like, and